All right, then why don't we go ahead and get started. Welcome to Steps to the Coast, information for admitted international students at Orange Coast College. We're so glad that you could join us today. My name is Leon Mark Chong. I'm one of the full-time staff members at the Global Engagement Center. And I'm going to be doing this presentation along with my colleague, and I'll let her introduce herself right now.
Thank you, Leon Mark. Hello, everyone. My name is Fung Delgado. I am also one of the student services specialists here at the Global Engagement Center. I'm going to pass it over to two of my wonderful student assistants to introduce themselves. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Yuna and I'm a student assistant and I'm from Hong Kong.
Hi everyone, my name is Daniela. I'm from Brazil. I think Yuna forgot to include some stuff. My major is psychology and I am a third year OCC.
Sorry about that. My major is communications and this is my second year OCC.
All right, awesome. So we're so glad you could join us. Today we're going to do just a really quick overview about the next steps to either getting accepted to Orange Coast College, or if you've already been accepted, we're going to go over the new student checklist, which will give you all the most important things you need to do in order to have a successful first semester. But just a brief overview, the Global Engagement Center, we are the primary international center at Orange Coast College. So we support international students who are studying on an F1 visa. We also have we do admissions, we do student services. We also run the study abroad program. And yes, international students are also allowed to participate in study abroad. And then we also help facilitate the Multicultural Center. Our office includes DSOs, or designated student school officers. Those are the people who will be handling your I-20s and helping you with your F1 status. Student services specialists that help you with everything from admissions to registering for classes to just all the different departments at Orange Coast College. And we also have 2 academic counselors specifically for international students. So once you're studying with us, you're not going to meet with the regular academic counselors. You're going to meet with the Global Engagement Center's academic counselors. Oh, and we also have student assistants like Yuna and Danielle who are here to help us. Next slide. Fung, you want to go ahead and take that?
So we're going to go over the post-acceptance checklist that will cover on how you can request and receive your I-20 and what is the next step for you to apply for your visa. And then on top of that, we're going to go over your MyCoast login information. If you have any questions about that, we can help you clarify those information. And then registering for your classes, that would also include make an appointment with your academic counselor. Once you have everything all set up with your registering for your classes and everything, then there's going to be information about preparing for arrival, which is to pay for your fees, and then how to get you started before you even enter the US. Sorry. Let me go ahead and share the other screen with you.
So just a few housekeeping notes. At any time, if you have a question, feel free to turn on your mic and interrupt us. It's no problem. There's only, 9 of us. So free to ask a question anytime you have one, or you can also type something in the chat, and then one of the student assistants or one of the staff members will answer the question. Or if it's important, we'll bring the question for everybody to hear, and then we'll answer it during the presentation.
Great. So I would assume that the majority of you guys are accepted to the fall, but we're also going to go over some information regarding to the summer term. Even though it's semi-related, the information might be somewhat different in regard to the orientation date and also the insurance. So you might want to keep that in mind. If you are admitted for summer, make sure to let us know if you have any additional information in order for you to get started in June. Leon Mark, you want to go over the I-20 and visa?
Sure. Yeah, let me start with summer. So like Fung was saying, some of you could be admitted for summer or some could be admitted for fall. The most important parts about this checklist is really depends on when you want to start taking classes and when you want to enter the United States. Now, obviously, you're probably aware that because of COVID, Orange Coast College is currently, the campus is closed, the physical campus, and we're all working remotely. And all of the classes, or at least 95% of the classes, are online, and they're going to continue to be online for summer. So if you're going to start taking classes in summer, you have a choice. You can either choose to try to enter the US with a visa and still take online classes from the United States, or if you would rather stay home and just take online classes from home, you can do that. So depending on what your choice is, it's really going to make a difference on what things you need to do. So that's kind of the important COVID update. Just know that summer semester classes are going to be mostly online. So even if you do want to come to the US, the classes are going to be online. And if you want to stay in your home country and take online classes, that's perfectly fine. Just let us know. The way that you're going to let us know is by clicking on the admitted student plan. That's going to let us know whether you want an I-20 for summer or if you want to wait and receive an I-20 for fall. So fill that out and let us know which I-20 you want. And if you want it for summer and you change your mind at the last minute, that's no problem. You can always request another one for fall. Vice versa too. If you think you want to come for fall, but then you change your mind and you want to try for summer, that's fine. Just remember, you need enough time to get a visa appointment and you need to be approved for the visa, and then you need to enter the US by the starting date of the semester. So let's go on to receiving and signing your Form I-20. So once you let us know, the way that you're going to let us know which I-20 you want is you're going to fill out the admitted student survey. And so when you fill that out, that's going to let us know if you want to try to enter for summer or for fall. And then we're going to send you an I-20. Because of COVID, our offices are closed. We're going to send it to you via email. And in order to receive it, you have to activate your My Student email address. And Fung's going to go over that in just a minute. Once you get it, you're going to print it out and then you're going to sign it. And then you're going to use the information that we give you in the email to apply for an F1 visa. Hopefully the embassy in your country is open. And if it is, then try to get a visa appointment as soon as possible. And then once you do, if you're approved, then let us know and then we'll give you further instructions on how to enter the country. After you get your I-20, you're going to have to pay your CVIS fee. You're going to go to this website here and you're just going to fill out your personal information as well as the information on the I-20. And then it's a $350 fee to the US government. And that basically authorizes you to apply for a visa. After you do that, go through the process of applying for a visa. We do have helpful tips on how to apply for a visa if you're not sure how to do it. But if you are, you can go ahead and go through that process yourself. One really important thing is we have mandatory F1 webinars and an optional visa webinar for new students. So whether you're accepted for summer or for fall, you have to register for one of these F1 webinars. And that's a more in-detailed presentation than this. That's going to talk about all the different rules and regulations that international students have to keep. And then the optional visa webinar, that's going to go into how to apply for a visa. So if you're really nervous or if you're not sure, you might want to check that out. And then our F1 advisors will give you some tips on how to best apply for a visa. Lastly, if you're a transfer student, so if you're currently in the US or if you're currently enrolled at a US college, or let's say high school, college, or university, or even language program, and you already have an I-20, as long as your I-20 is currently active, your F1 status is active, you can transfer that I-20 to us. So for you, make sure you let us know that you're a transfer student when you fill out that admitted student survey. Whether you're in the US or even if you're not in the US, but you're still a student at another school and you want to transfer your I-20, make sure you let us know because there's slightly different instructions for you. Okay, now Fung's going to go over activating your MyCoast account and registering for classes.
Brilliant, Mark. So as of right now, you should receive your MyCoast account. If you have any questions regarding to activate your MyCoast, send us an email and then one of us would be able to help you with generating the one-time passcode or even reach out to the IT staff support to see if there's anything that we can do to help you. For future reference though, if for some reason you get locked out of your account, you can always click on forgot password on the MyCoast login page in order for you to request for a one-time passcode in real time. And then you can always reset your password. Now it's going to be about purchasing your health insurance. For summer coverage, make sure that you complete the new student checklist. Check in immediately after you arrive in the US, and then one of the team member would be able to send you an email with a special link in order for you to purchase just a short term for summer, because the summer coverage is not on the website of the JCB Insurance Solutions. So you would need the special link in order for you to purchase a summer term. Other than that, you're more than welcome to purchase the fall now if you're able to. Otherwise, you can wait until you enter the US to purchase the fall semester insurance. If you are a transfer student though, in order for you to register for your classes, you are required to purchase the health insurance before you can even register for the classes. Now, mandatory in regarding to attending the mandatory new student webinar, as Leah Mark has mentioned previously, as a newly admitted student, you are required to attend the new student webinar. Otherwise, there's going to be a hold on your account and you won't be able to receive the priority registration in order for you to register for the classes. That means you would have to wait for a little longer than other international students in order for you to register for classes. Now, the best part about this webinar is that we go over the F1 regulations and then some important information in order to keep you safe and maintain your status in the US while you are here at OCC, and to make sure that everything that you do are compliant to your F1 regulations, and also to help you prepare for the classes. Register for classes now. Since you already have your MyCoast account, if you are currently overseas, you should be able to register for your classes begin on April 12th if you're trying to register for the summer. For the fall, we don't have the registration date yet, so it's going to be announced sometime in May, and you should also receive an email regarding to your registration appointment. In order for you to choose your classes, then you would have to log into your MyCoast account. We recommend that you use a course selection guide to help you choose the classes that you are interested in, and also that fit with your major. After you look over the course selection guide and see what classes that you want to take, then you will go ahead and make an appointment to see your your international student counselor by going to the counseling page to make an appointment with your counselor. As a newly admitted student, you would need an hour appointment to see them because they're going to have to go over your educational plan and figure out what classes you need to take in order for you to complete your degree within 2 years period. Or even if you want to accelerate that, you might have to take more than 12 units per semester, maybe 15, maybe 19. So that is something that you would need to talk to your academic counselor to figure it out. Now, once you register for your classes, we recommend that you pay for your tuition as soon as you can. But if you are unable to pay for it within the 48 hours, make sure to click on the non-payment drop policies just to make sure that you have to pay for your tuition fee within the timeline. Otherwise, your class is going to get dropped for non-payment. And that's something that you want to avoid, because once your class get dropped, it might be harder for you to re-enroll into those courses because those classes might not be available at that time for you anymore. And that will be it for me. Do you want to go over the housing?
Sure. Can I just make a point about the insurance? I just want to clarify one thing. So again, as Phil already mentioned, for insurance, the summer, if you're coming for summer, and insurance is only required if you actually enter the US. So don't buy the insurance until you either have your visa and know for sure you're going to come, or even you can buy it after you arrive. So for summer, after you arrive, you have to complete this new student check-in. That just tells us that you're actually here in the US, and you tell us what your US address is, your US phone number, and you submit copies of your passport, your visa, your I-20, and other things. You can then, once you do that, then we'll know that you're actually here, and then we'll send you the special link for insurance for summer. Or for fall, then we'll just remind you that you have to purchase for fall. We don't want you to purchase it ahead of time. And then if you either change your mind about entering, or if you don't get a visa, then you'll have to ask for a refund, which is just a complicated process. And then they charge a $35 fee for a refund. So we don't want you to lose that. So don't purchase the insurance until you know for sure you're going to come, or even until after you've arrived. And then, for registering for classes, just a reminder. Summer term is a special term. It's not a mandatory term. So if it's your first term, you have to take 6 units. Now, normally international students have to take 12 units every fall semester or spring semester, or a minimum of 12 units. But for summer, the minimum requirement is only 6 units. And then there's a maximum too. You can't take more than 9. And the reason why is because the summer classes are a lot shorter in length. They're more intensive. They're only like 4 or 6 weeks long. And so OCC doesn't want students to take too many classes during the summer semester. So in summer, 6 is the minimum. If you come in fall, then 12 is the minimum. Also paying your tuition and fees. There are other ways to pay if you need to do a payment plan. If you need a payment plan, send us an email and we'll send you the link for the payment plan. But there's also other ways to pay by Flywire, and then also just a bank-to-bank transfer. Now those processes take longer. They take a few days to process from your bank to OCC. So if you do use those methods, make sure you send us an email and let us know, because we don't want you to get dropped from your classes while your payment is being processed. Like if your payment is due tomorrow and then you use Flywire or a bank transfer, it's not going to get processed in time. So you have to let us know by sending us an email, and then we'll make sure you don't get dropped from your classes while it takes like 2 or 3 days for the bank to transfer the money. Okay. So now let's go to number 3, place to live, obviously, finding housing. One of the really great things about Orange Coast College, I'm not sure if you guys know this, but we just got brand new on-campus housing. They're beautiful. They're right on campus. You can wake up, go down the stairs, and within 5 or 10 minutes, you'll be at your class. You don't have to even cross any streets. They just opened in fall semester, and they're not full yet because, obviously with COVID, a lot of students didn't move in during fall semester. So if you want to apply for housing, you have to go to this webpage, and you have to fill out a housing application. Now, it's a separate entity that runs or manages the housing. So you have to work directly with them. You can ask us for information, but really we'll probably just refer you to contact the housing department or the harbor department. One thing I do want to let you know is because of COVID, a lot of students have changed their mind about entering, and then some students have been rejected for visas or whatnot. Just make sure that you really want to live at the harbor, because if you sign a contract and you change your mind, then they will charge you a fee to cancel your contract. I think it's a $200 fee. So if you sign a contract, the only way they'll let you cancel it without a fee is if it's something out of your control, like you get denied for a visa or the embassy in your country is not open. But if you have the opportunity to get a visa, but you just change your mind, they will charge you a fee. So just make sure you really want to live there before you sign a contract, or make sure you really want to enter the US before you sign a contract. If you're interested in living, in apartments on your own, across the street or in the neighborhood, we do have links here to, I think, some of the different apartment complexes or other housing options in the area. A lot of times students meet other students on our Facebook page, and they'll just kind of introduce themselves and say, hey, I'm a new student for summer, or I'm a new student for fall, and I'm looking for a roommate, or I'm looking for a room. That's another great way to find a place to live. We also do have homestay options if you want to live with an American family. There are organizations that partner or that connect international students with American families that are willing to be a homestay family for international students. And all that information is here on our housing website. And then, and there's, so CAPI Residences, that kind of connects, helps you find apartments Obviously you're not here in the US, so it's really difficult to do that. So CAPI is kind of a housing management organization that helps you find apartments. And then there's these homestay opportunities down here on our website as well. The online new student check-in, make sure you do this after you arrive. So just fill in this form once you arrive. It's really important. It's actually a requirement by the US government. You're supposed to check in within 10 days after you arrive. So just fill in your information and then attach copies of your passport, your visa, your signed I-20, and your I-94. Your I-94 is at this website here. It's just an online record of legal entrance into the US. Usually it's not available till a few days after you've entered. So wait maybe 2 or 3 days and then go to that website, download it, and then upload it to this survey. If you have any problems with this, I know some students don't get a phone right away. So they email and they say they're going to use their friend's phone. That's fine. You just have to update your personal information, your address, and your phone whenever it changes. But try to do this within 10 days after you arrive in the US. Fung, do you want to go over Fall Navigate?
So we don't have the information for the Fall Navigate yet, but if you like to learn information from what we have to offer at OCC previously, more than welcome to click on the link, and then you can review the previous Navigate at OCC that we have in 2019, and then you can see the construction was being built, and now if you look at the school website now, everything is already in order. We now have a student housing, we have the aquarium, we have the student athlete house. So there's a lot of information that you might want to take a look on the website just to navigate yourself and get yourself familiar with the services that OCC has to offer in order for you to prepare for your arrival. Now I'd like to pass it over to my my student government club members, and then they can go over some information on how you can join, and then maybe have a chance for you guys to even ask them any questions regarding that. Daniela or Yuna, thank you.
Hi. Sorry, we weren't sure who was going to start off. But hi, everyone. My name is Daniela. I am in student government and in honor societies. I'm sorry, Yuna. But yeah, go ahead, Yuna.
Okay, hi, sorry for interrupting, Daniela. So hi, my name is Yuna and I'm a student senator, and I am also a student council member at the speech and debate team at OCC. So what's great about OCC is that not only you can pursue your education, but you can also get involved and gain experience. So there are different ways you can get involved. One, you can join student government. Two, you can join honor society, like what Daniela is doing. Or three, you can join clubs and organization. Daniela, would you like to talk about student government and their branches?
So in student government, it's basically you're going to be the student, you're going to represent the student body, right? So whatever you decide, you're going to represent the student body. So within student government, we have 6 branches. So we have student senate, which me and Yuna are both in. We have executive board. We have advocacy, which deals with like politics and stuff like that. And then fiscal, which deals with money. Interclub council, which oversees clubs and campus. And then college life council, college life committee, which creates events for student bodies. So like open mic night, which we're gonna do soon. So if you want to attend, you're welcome to attend. Open mic night, movie night, stuff like that, that students can attend. So if you do join any of these committees, you're going to be planning and overseeing stuff. But yeah, that's student government. And then we have honor societies, which are based on majors. So my major is psychology, and we have a Psi Beta honor society. So we do research, we do teddy bear drive and stuff related to psychology. We have a bunch of like other majors, like business, English, I think, medicine, if you're doing health stuff. If you don't have a major, or like if your major is liberal arts, you can do PTK, which is the most famous honor society. Yeah, usually you had to pay to enter, but it's great experience, and you're gonna learn a lot of leadership skills, and it's gonna look great on your resume. But yeah, if you wanted to talk about clubs and orgs.
Yes. And before I do that, I just want to share my screen to show everyone where you can find all of this information that we're talking about. So if you go to our orangecoastcollege.edu website and click on Life at OCC, it'll lead you to this wonderful page of wonderful pirates we have. And then when you scroll down, you'll be able to see student life and leadership and student engagement opportunities. So for student government, if you want to learn more and see if there are open positions, you can click at ASOCC student government, and it'll lead you to this page. So if you would like to get involved, you can click on open position to see if there are any position that you can apply for. And it's loading. Sorry, my internet is not, or Wi-Fi is not that fast today. But as you can see, there are application deadline that's been stated and the responsibilities that you will have to do. And then like what Daniela said, if you would like to just join for events and activities that student government has planned for, you can, you can go underneath the student engagement opportunities and click on events and activities. It'll lead you to this beautiful page where there are flyers and information on the link that you can join. As you can see, we do have a lot of fun. And de-stressing activities that we provide. And yes, next I'll be talking about student clubs and organization. So in the past, we had 60 clubs and organization. They varied from academic based, which was STEM club. We also had community service based, which is Circle K. And if you want to learn more about active clubs and organization, you can go to this first bubble that says active clubs and organization information. When you click on it, you'll have a beautiful list of clubs and organizations we have on our campus. If you would like more information on each club, you can click. You will know their email address, the advisor, and the meeting time and their Zoom meeting links. If you see a club or organization you would like to join, let me rephrase that. If you want to start a club or organization, you can always do that. Just reach out to ASOCC, which is Associate Students at OCC, and we will help you through the way. Do you have any other questions, or do you have any questions for us?
I have a question. So Daniela and Yuna, can you share how has getting involved with student government and clubs and organizations, how has it benefited you personally? But also, how do you think it'll benefit you kind of in the future as you continue to pursue your education and later on in life?
My first year at OCC, I went to school and went home. I didn't really do anything. But I think once I started getting involved, I actually enjoyed my experience here at OCC, and it made OCC a much better experience. I met so many people. Like Yuna, I met her in my second year at ICC, and it was so nice because it really felt like we had a family. But you also learn leadership skills that you wouldn't learn in a classroom, for example, because in classrooms you're just gonna listen to lecture and then test what you learn. But in leadership positions, you're gonna learn how to do stuff that you wouldn't learn in a classroom, if that makes sense. So yeah, I think these are skills that you even learn people skills, right? Like I used to be really shy, but I think I'm getting better at being more confident and talking to people. So yeah, you learn people skills, you learn soft skills, hard skills. So yeah, I think it's really beneficial if you do decide to join. But yeah, if you wanted to share your experience.
You just read my mind, Daniela. You said everything I was thinking about. And yeah, just connecting with different kind of people is really beneficial. I used to be a very judgmental human being, but now I get to work with different kind of students with different kind of personality. I'm becoming more, I'm getting better at socializing and networking with others, which is great. And that is a social skill that I think everyone should learn. So yes, join student clubs in an organization or, student government. Yeah, we fully support you. And we have a question in the chat.
So for Dennis, Dennis is asking about getting an I-20 for fall fall semester entrance. The US government says that you cannot apply for a visa more than 120 days before the start of the semester. So since fall semester begins on August 24th, if you just go back 4 months from that, so July, June, May, April 24th. So the earliest you can apply for a visa is April 24th or about April 24th. So we are, for fall semester I-20s, we're gonna send those out right around the beginning of April. But again, if you try to apply for a visa before the 120 days, they will reject you. So just make sure you don't do that. That's why we wait until April to send out the I-20s. You can only apply, there you go, yeah. Also, I just wanted to ask one more question to Yuna and Daniela. So I think sometimes international students might think, oh, I'm an international student, I'm not from the United States. Should I even try to get involved in something as big as student government or clubs? And from my experience at OCC, it seems like international students kind of dominate student government and clubs at OCC. Is that true? Can you confirm that, and can you encourage why international students should not be discouraged from applying for government?
Actually, I think our interclub council committee last semester, it was like all international students besides one person. But yeah, I think domestic students, they have the mentality that community college, it's a commuter school, so you just go to class and you go home, and it's not like a 4-year university. But I think it is what you make of it, right? So if you're looking to get involved, if you're looking to have a great experience, then you should definitely get involved and not get discouraged, because yeah, a lot of it is just international students, and if you're scared, everyone else is scared too. So yeah, I don't know if wanted to add anything on that.
There's a stigma that joining clubs and organization and student government might be scary, especially if you watch Netflix shows about American students, they seem so judgy and cliquey, but that's not the case. In fact, it's the opposite. When I joined and tried to get involved, they're actually so welcoming. They were, helping me each step so I can be better, to become a better student and a leader. So, we highly encourage you to get involved.
Awesome, thank you so much. So we're at the end of our presentation. Do any of you have any questions for us? Yeah, Nina.
Hi, hello.
Hi.
I have a question. One of you guys said earlier that this mandatory webinar on maintaining the F1 visa would be essential to be eligible for the priority registration. And I did already choose some dates to do that, and it's pretty late. So can I change those dates again? Because I'm so confused with this priority registration and when it starts, and if I would have to meet a counselor before that, and if there's a specific counselor that I have to meet. There's so many things, and the timeline is so confusing. So I already chose dates, but I'm afraid now that it was the wrong dates or that it's too late.
So the priority registration doesn't apply to you with this semester. So that's only apply in the future semester. So for example, if you get accepted into the summer, you would have to attend the mandatory orientation by June 15. Otherwise, the hole gonna be activated on your account. Without clearing that hole, you won't be able to register for the class for the fall semester. Once the registration open up, you would have to wait until like a week or so later in order for you to register. Now, the process would be you register for your classes first, just on your own. And then you make while doing that, you're gonna make an appointment to see your academic counselor to go over your educational plan. By meeting your academic counselor, you also gonna get one of the whole clear on your account as well, in order for you to earn the second mark to get the priority registration. So you have to finish 2 of them in order for you to get the priority registration, not just one. So you register for classes, meet your academic counselor, and then attend the mandatory orientation. once you're done with those, then the whole is going to be clear off on your account. You should be on the right path to receive the priority registration for the fall semester. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you, it does. And when would you recommend then doing this mandatory webinar for fall, for example, like approximately from the timeline?
Well, the next available webinar is in May, and I think after that we have a number of them throughout the summer. So as long as you do one of them, you will, since fall is your first semester, you automatically get priority registration. As long as you do one of these webinars before you enter in fall, you will be allowed to have priority registration for the next semester for spring. But if you don't do it, for students who forget to do it or just don't do it, then they're going to have a hold on their account for spring semester. So for fall, it's your first semester, you'll automatically have priority. But we want you to do all the things on the checklist so that for the next semester, everything's taken care of. And then we put a hold on the account just so that if students don't do everything on the checklist, then this is our way of reminding them that they still have things to complete before they can register for the next semester. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
One thing I wanted to talk about really quickly is I know that in other countries, a lot of times when you go to college, I took some classes in Korea for a while. The school gives you your schedule, so they kind of tell you, you don't really have choices to pick your own classes. They kind of tell you, you have to take this class in this order, and then next this, and then this. And in the United States, it's just completely different. You pick your own classes in whichever order you want, as long as there's not a prerequisite. So if you're not sure how to do that, the best thing to do is, one, click on that link called the course registration guide, I think it is. That was created by our academic counselors, and it just explains that usually an associate degree, a 2-year degree, is 60 units, and about 30 units comes from these classes called general education classes. It's just all the general subjects that every major has to take. And then the other 30 units are specifically for your major, if you're an engineering major or a music major or a biology major. And so the general education classes is what we recommend for students to take first. So you usually have to take like one social science class, which is like economics, or you can choose from political science, or you can choose from sociology. But you also have to take an art class, but you also have to take a science class. So no matter what your major is, you have to take these general education classes, but you have a choice. For science, you can take biology, you can take life science or earth science, you can take geology, you can take chemistry, depending on what you want to do. So we recommend that you start with the general education classes, and then you meet with your counselor to try to see, you let your counselor know what your specific major is, and then your counselor is going to give you a very detailed plan called the student education plan, and it's going to tell you exactly what courses you need to take, and it'll even kind of tell you which order you should take them in order to be the most successful. You still have some freedom to choose in different categories, but once you meet with your counselor, you'll have a really clear idea. So the first semester choosing classes is kind of scary, but after you meet with your counselor, everything makes sense. Does anybody else have any other questions? Oh, also the course catalog. So I think Fung put the link in the chat. That course catalog shows you every single requirement that you have to every single class you have to take in order to graduate for every major. So click on there and find your program and your major, and then you'll know exactly what major classes you have to take, and then the general education is open. You can choose from the different categories which classes you want to take in your general education.
I think Victoria had a question about visa on the chat.
Yeah.
I think that question is a little bit more personal. Would you like us to answer it in the public chat room, or would you like us to reply to you via an email?
Victoria, I think I've already been emailing you, right? I remember emailing somebody about an LT visa. Is that you? Okay, why don't here, we'll give you our email address. Oh, it is you. Okay, yeah. So I think I've already been emailing you. So basically, you know, if you enter the US on an L2 visa, you're allowed to study at Orange Coast College. But if you want to change to an F1, you have to apply for international admissions, get the I-20, and then you have to apply for a change of status. Now that's a long process. It's like 6 to 9 months to do that. And you need an immigration attorney to help you with that. But yeah, if you're still unclear, send us another email and we'll actually let you make an appointment with one of the F1 advisors, and you can kind of have a video chat with them if you need more clarification. Does anybody else have any other questions? Or Daniela, Yuna, Fung, you guys want to share anything else?
If you guys want to chat later, you know, if any questions come up, you guys can email me or Yuna. This is my email, so you guys can just, yeah, if you guys have any questions later.
Oh, it's going to be weird, you know, taking your classes online for summer and maybe even some of the fall or all of the fall. But I just want to encourage you guys to hang in there, because Orange Coast College is an awesome school. And once all this ends and once you can get on campus, you're going to love it. It's a beautiful, beautiful campus. It's like 5 minutes away from the beach. It's in Southern California. The instructors are great. The whole school community is really an awesome school community. So there's a lot of opportunities for you know, people of all different types of interests, and it's just a great school. It's kind of like going to a 4-year university, but not paying for a 4-year university, because it's, you know, half the price. But it's an awesome school with awesome new buildings. We have on-campus housing now. We have sports teams. It's just a really cool school. So just hang in there while you're taking these online classes. Eventually this will all end and you'll be on campus and you'll see what I mean. So if there aren't any other questions, then I guess we will end our presentation. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming. And let us know if we can help you in any other way. Send us an email, or we also have this Zoom virtual front desk on Monday through Thursday. Check our website for the schedule, and you can meet with a staff member if you have questions there. Okay, if there's nothing else, then, oh, go ahead, yeah.
Also do have an Instagram, and I would like everyone to follow it, because, you know, you could get a lot of information from other departments that we could repost on our story as well. So was it OCC International or Internationals?
I think it's Internationals.
Okay, cool. So this is our handle. Go follow it. And if you would like to follow our student government page as well, you can also do that here. So OCC Internationals is for our department, and OCC is the student government. Thank you.
Yeah, also make sure if you're on Facebook, like or follow the OCC Facebook page and also the Global Engagement Center page. That's also a good way to get information if you check your social media regularly. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great day and weekend, and we will hopefully see you soon.